Venezuela's government and opposition have asked the United Nations to manage a fund for billions of dollars now held in foreign banks, which will be gradually unfrozen to combat a humanitarian crisis in the oil-rich nation. The money held in Venezuelan-owned accounts overseas was frozen by US and European banks after the United States ramped up sanctions under the administration of President Donald Trump, designed to pressure President Nicolas Maduro to take steps towards free elections.
Las partes han retomado el proceso de diálogo.
The parties have resumed the dialogue and negotiation process over Venezuela. In today's session, the parties signed a second partial agreement for the Venezuelan people's social protection, with the main goal to foster Venezuelans' well-being.
According to Venezuela's government representative Jorge Rodriguez, the deal would rescue $3 billion set up to help stabilize the country's electric grid, improve education infrastructure, and deal with the impact of this year's deadly rains and flooding. Talks between Maduro's government and its political opponents resumed in Mexico City, mediated by Norway, after being on ice for more than a year. The congressional delegation was led by congressional leader Jorge Rodriguez of Venezuela's ruling United Socialist Party, and the opposition group was headed by politician Gerardo Blaidy.
As over $20 billion are held up and blocked, unfairly taken by foreign banks' financial system, and crude sanctions that violate the international order, we want to announce that by means of this agreement, we're rescuing over $3 billion that will directly go to fund education, healthcare, power, assistance to the tragic floods victims that have suffered in Venezuela.
It is part of a broad agenda that covers U.S. sanctions on Venezuela, conditions for the next presidential elections, and the status of hundreds of political prisoners, though these issues will not be discussed in this round of talks. More than 7.1 million Venezuelans have left their country according to UN estimates this year, many migrating to other Latin American countries or the United States as Venezuela battles high inflation and food and medicine shortages.